So, we have you here, and you have all of your beautiful shade gear. How's your progress been? Because I think the last time was almost 2 months ago, right? Beginning of February?
Yeah, it was with equipment wise. As right now, I didn't put in there, but I currently have a 15-star Superior Goats earring, preparing it. I'm preparing it for when I get the rest of the goats gear, so the Superior Goats.
Mm-hmm.
So I just put it on. I've been preparing. I have it 15 stars. Hopefully by now we have a 5, 10, 15. I
Yep.
reach 17
I hope
on
so too.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, as you can see, I got my APSO.
Yep.
Well, I still haven't changed the Silver Blossom because still need it for the 9 boss set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unless you until you have the full Golix, you basically just keep relying on the boss accessory bit. The set bonus is just too good compared to anything else you can get, and yeah, that makes sense.
I tried flaming my main Dominator pendant with the flames of the compensation.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't went well.
Okay.
I lost like 20 flames score there.
Mm.
So I had to like pump some on of Meso, some Meso for it. Since I had like 87
Wait, did you use all
rainbow
of them,
flames,
or do you still have some waiting?
I used them all because I had like 87 rainbows. So I said, you know what?
That's a lot,
This
yeah.
seems a lot. So it should be possible to get an improvement on the flame.
Mm-hmm.
I hit the I hit everything but strength.
Of course, yeah.
Like I got like seven like I literally got like 70 deaths with 5% stat.
Mm-hmm.
It with the same with int, but with 6% stat.
Yeah.
So
Of course.
so
Yeah.
but and then when I hit it like strength was like 30 with like 5% stat, so it's like
nothing over like 70 or maybe 80, and then
it happens.
Typical.
Like, I guess I'm gonna have to invest a bit more on the flame series. Nothing that I can do there.
No. So I guess so when it comes to equips, most of it is going to be just upgrading or like preparing for 5, 10, 15, right? And just trying to get as many things as possible up to 17. Well, except for the Dominator Pendant, right? They want to get them to 16. So when it comes to items that are going to be fodder to transfer hammer in, do you have extra backups for those? And in terms of backups, what do you have?
I have, I got 2 extra ping belts. I got a couple of Sukiyami caves for if I decide to go for more than 17 stars on APSA, but I don't think that's gonna happen in a while.
No, I don't think so either. I think you can get rid of those. Do you have earrings? Do you have like reinforced earrings?
I got 1 extra since I used 1 to get to 15 star on the Superior.
Right.
So I decided not to take it by luck at the time, so I just in my head I thought I just gonna transfer it over.
Okay.
There had at least at 15 stars.
Wait, so which superior pieces do you have now? You have ring and earring?
I have an earring. I'm gonna be buying the ring this week.
Okay. So hopefully belt drop and then buy the pendant.
Yeah. For that, I think I'm gonna have to Star Force directly on it because my only Canna ring, as you see, is quite decent, even though it's all stat. So it's quite decent for me right now. So I'm not gonna use it to get a get it to 15 stars, so
Yeah.
feels worse.
Yeah. So are you doing Princess
I'm-
No weekly to see if you can get any extra?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing it since I even did it like before for a bit of extra minutes. So even though it took like 5 minutes or so, no, my bad, 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad.
It's not too bad,
I
yeah.
guess.
Mm-hmm. So we're looking, yeah. So most of the items you can just do it on them, right? So when we're talking about going to like to 17 and beyond, so this is also the part where transfer hammering and all that stuff and the transposing comes into play. You don't have a pet mark yet, right?
No, I'm hoping I get it soon, but it's
Yeah.
bad mark.
Exactly. When it comes to like eye and face accessories, how are you with dineros? Do you have backups for those, or do you have some built up
Right
dineros?
now, I have 61 denaros. I
Mhm.
have currently I have a face accessory of like a random Sweetwater tattoo that I bought because I said eventually I gonna buy it, so might as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I right now have like 60 extra denaros in the pocket.
Okay. Yeah, we do have some time for 5, 10, 15, so it might be a good idea to kind of see if you want to do solo voyages or CPQ every now and then, just to build that up a little bit, so that you can buy at least one monocle as well by then. And then the idea will be to re-roll your current iron face to like get meso and drop rate, and then use it for training, and then go for damage on the Sweetwater. And that's mainly going to be once the other Golok stuff comes online as well, because then your boss accessory set is like going to fall completely apart, right? All of the pieces are going to start getting replaced, and then you want to be able to replace these with the Sweetwater Iron Face, because they will go past, well, the next 5, 10, 15, you want to get those to 17 as well. And then because of that, you'll get a bunch of extra weapon attack on them, and the slightly higher tier in the potential as well will make it so that they can compensate for losing the set bonus.
Alright, that's good to know.
Yep. So you still have some time for that, so it's not like you have to do it every single day, but if you, try to every now and then get some CPQ going and get some solo voyages going. Yeah, you don't have to go for like the super long approach, I don't think. You can just buy it when you can. Once you have like one tattoo and one monocle, if you want to keep doing the voyages, probably the best would be to go the route of like leveling up the boat, and then going for the level 3 boat first, and then you can do your dailies very, very, very quickly once you have the level 3 boat.
How do I have like? I believe at the best like. Why do I have it at level 9? I don't know. It happened.
Do you have the level 9 boat?
Yeah, but I believe I don't know why. I got the really lucky in my Phantom, and I decided might as well use the Teneros for the rest of it. Like I had on my Phantom like really decent Sweetwater gear at the time, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with the Denaros at the time, so I level up the boat.
I see, yeah. Yeah, if you have a level 10 boat, you can level it up, but then some of the Denaros goes to that. That's basically just an investment, because the further you go, you can make more Denaros and you can make them faster, but of course you have to invest the Denaros in the boat first, and if you don't think you're ever going to get to the point where you need so many Denaros and when you need so many items, then it's not worth investing in the boat. But if you do want to keep that option open, it's a good idea to invest in the boat for later. So that's kind of up to you how far you think you're going to go with the character and how strong you think everything is going to be.
Yeah, like my goal, it's trying to get this character, my Aran, and maybe at some point my Phantom to be able to fight hard bosses.
Mm-hmm.
So like in a plan, of course, because soloing,
Just hard lucid, hard will?
Hard lucid, hard lucid and hard will, mainly.
Yeah.
Maybe for an extra hard Damien and
Hard Damien, hard Lotus, maybe. Yeah, with the same party. Yeah, so if you want to do that, I think what you'll need is like it's pretty similar to like the last video I did with the Adele. I probably want to have 17 or yeah. So 17 Abzo is like the safe spot. 18 is very close in risk, but is quite a bit of gain. So if you look at the calculator, if you have 160 Abzo, you would of course star cash that. Hell yeah. You go to 18 at 17 with, let's say with safeguard, 5, 10, 15 on Abzo. So it still costs, right? But the average chance to boom is like 0.07 per item. So if you do that on 5 items, that's still like only one chance in 3 that even one item booms. So it's pretty low. But if you look at the stats that you gain when you gain 1 star and you multiply that by 5, like that's a lot of damage there. If you go to 19, that's immediately that boom chance goes from like 0.07 to 0.31 per item. So that's immediately like a big increase. So I think 18 star for Abzo is a pretty safe spot to get to. Of course, it's ultimately still up to you. You have to decide whether you want to run that risk or not. And you could, for some items, say maybe like for... You could say that maybe for your... Let's say that for your shoulder and maybe for your shoe, because they're still unique and just like 2-line, not even like a prime... right, they're only 2-line and unique. You could say for those, maybe you'll do the backup thing, and during 5, 10, 15, try to get those to 19 and then transfer over. So you get 18 basically guaranteed on the Abzo, and then just redo the potential. You could do that for those. And then for the other items, for the cape and the weapon and the glove, because of the potential they already have, maybe do it on those and get those to 17 first, and then work on all the other stuff that's easier to replace, and then see if you need to gamble 17 to 18. See like afterwards if all the other stuff is kind of sorted out, because you want to take more risk on the items that you have more safety nets with, right, where you have those backups. So items that you either can get a bunch of replacements and then transfer over, or things like CRA where you can get so many backups just from doing CRA every week that you can just guarantee backups all the time, and it's not really any kind of nothing really bad can happen there, right? Really nice flame on the pants, by the way.
Oh yeah, that was actually incredible. I decided to throw like 3 flames because I had it like at 40 flame score at the time and went up to like 100 something.
Yeah.
At this time, I don't remember exactly the number.
Yeah, depending on where you're at, that's like I don't know, it could be like 113, could go up to like 120 plus depending on your stat comparison later on, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, so that's how you want to look at those items, to see them as like try to look at like what do you ultimately want to get there, and like what is the least risky way. Well, there's always like a very low risk way, and then there's a very high cost way, and then there's like a compromise in between, right? Like the high cost is by just, you know, always doing like the whatever you fodder and then transfer that fully over. That would be the highest cost and the lowest, but then the lowest risk. And then the highest risk and the lowest cost would be just to do it on the item. But then, yeah, of course, that's gonna end up, if you get unlucky a lot, that's gonna end up not being the lowest cost, but actually the highest cost. And then the in between is like, look what the goal is, and then see the combination of fronting most of the costs and the risk on the prior item, but not going too high on the latter item. Still finishing it off on the latter item if you have backups, or if you can have access to backups. So I think for 18 Abzo, I think that's worth the risk, but I wouldn't go beyond that if you just want to do hard bosses, right? Well, I'm not trying to downplay it. That's still a pretty good goal.
Yeah,
but you want to go higher risk on the accessories, basically.
Yeah.
And CRA, because that's where you can get the most backups. So it's, yeah. And then I would go like 1 star at a time when there's a 5, 10, 15, depending on how much money you have. So if you literally have like 60 bills saved up by the next 5, 10, 15, I don't know how long it's going to take, right? Then you could just be like, oh, I'm just going to take item to 20, get them all to 20, then get them all to 21, something like that. But if you don't have that much money, let's say that we get it pretty soon, then I would just take everything to 17, then everything to 18, then everything to 19, just one at a time. So that if you get unlucky on one item and it eats up all your money, then you'll still have the other items upgraded by at least 1, 2, or 3 stars. So you'll still have made overall gains at least, even if one item gets really unlucky.
Yeah.
That's the idea behind it there. Yeah.
Okay.
So for then, I would say, so save up backups for the items. So I would advise for the shoe to get backups, for the shoulder to get backups, and the belt, the earring, and of course, like, get as many Dominator pendants as you can kind of treasure rings, work on maybe on Meister before that time, right? So you could maybe transfer hammer into the superior, but you could also just go on the superior to 17 and then make the Meister as like a side ring also to 17, something like that. So you end up with kind of with superior, kind of treasure, Meister, and then probably reboot awake ring. I guess is probably going to be your strongest fourth ring, right?
Yeah, for the moment at least.
Because I don't think you're going to be buying a reinforced ring, because all of that is going to go towards the Golix accessories, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now I have, let me check if I can say, I have 2 primal essences.
Mm-hmm.
So this I can, I believe, do I need only 1 for per Maester ring, or how much it is?
Yeah, so you need 1 just to equip, but in the past people would always go for 2 so they can get, to go for 2 really high ones so they can transfer hammer 1 over into the superior so they don't have to risk booming superior. So it'll kind of depend. I would just, you just want to have 1 made at least by the next 5, 10, 15, just to get the 17 at least. And if you ever want to go further, then you can look at that point, if you're trying to push accessories way past that, then you can look for your superior to be like, okay, do I want to transfer hammer in? But that will depend on how many Meister can you make. The Meister that you're going to equip itself, can you get that one reliably to like 19, 20, or 21 without... while keeping that one to equip, and how many kind of treasure rings do you get as backup? Because if you get a bunch of kind of treasure rings, and you can get the kind of treasure ring to like 20 or 21, or like let's say 20 is your goal, and you get it to 20, and you still have kind of treasure rings backup, well, you can just do another kind of treasure ring, and then you don't have to level up your Meister all the way, or you don't have to like craft a bunch of, use a bunch of primals, and then maybe you can save your primals for your other characters, maybe for the Phantom, maybe for the Aaron. Because you want to, those resources that are shareable, you want to make sure that you don't use too many of those in case your other characters need them, right?
So, yeah, I was going to, that actually, I was going to ask about a question, but it seems that you already answered 2 of them, actually.
Okay.
That I was, yeah.
Okay.
But I do got a question. Like, should I start like from like now, like to start prepping like my, like as the superiors are be getting like with cubes and all that to when we're gonna get the force, I can just swap it out and at least don't lose and not lose any stat, or should I wait for it?
So you're buying your first item, and that's going to be all of your coins, right? Then you're going to be back to almost 0. And then you have to start saving up for the pendant. Yeah. So you only want to switch when you have all of them. So there's like a risk and a gain. So like the gain is if you have everything prepped, and you still have to wait at least for 700 more coins. So unless you get close to those last 700 coins to buy the pendant, there's no like need to spend that money just yet. Now that means that if you get like spare Master Craftsman cubes and Meister cubes, and you don't want to ruin your potential on anything else, you can already throw them on that. But I would mainly do that if you know that you're just going to get to 17 everything first, and you're going to be settled there for a while before you move past. You want to make sure that the situation you're prepping for is one that you are going to be in long enough to warrant that investment. So let's say that the next 5, 10, 15 is in like 6 weeks, and you don't make money very quickly, so you're going to keep with your current stuff for a long time, and you'll just be like cycling through CRA because that's where you have the backups, and everything else is just going to sit at 17, then that's totally fine to do. But if you make a lot of money before then, and you actually want to get everything to like 18, 19, or even 20, then it might be better to just do like the Meister ring or a second Kana ring and transfer hammer into the superior right away, so that when you switch into the superior set, you immediately switch into like 18, 19, or 20 or whatever, and then you don't have to redo the potential again. So then it wouldn't be a good idea. But I think you're mostly in the first situation, right, where you first want to get everything 17, and then maybe get the abs to 18, with the transfer hammering, with those, at least with the shoe and the and the shoulder. Try to get those to 19 so you can transfer into 18. And then with all the other stuff, with the CRA stuff, slowly go like 1 star at a time. And then just, see how far you get with that. And then in that situation, probably work on all the potentials a little bit. Work on getting everything to legendary and 2 lines. And then from that situation, see how much more damage you need, because it's very possible that if you have like those 2 Abzo at 18, everything else at 17, and maybe your CRA at 18 or 19, you could already be in a very, very good spot to be doing those bosses, as long as the other stuff like your Legion and your Links, as long as all of that like complements your build well. So I think that would be a good goal to aim for initially, and then you can check with your party like how much damage is everyone doing, does everyone need more damage, what's going to be easier, excuse me, that kind of stuff.
I understand having to sometimes like sneak and see that I got allergies.
Sorry, I couldn't quite understand what you said.
That I said that don't worry about like if you need to sleep or something like that at some point. I got allergies. I understand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I try my best.
Yeah, no worry. So now for links right now, if you see like it's about the middle of the page, I believe, in links. I have some there, but I'm gonna be like, I don't know if I should go for the level 3 Evan and Mercedes link skill yet, or should I wait? I don't know, like it's just like it would speed up in the end my training, but I'm not sure if it's like it's gonna be like an efficient time use. I don't know how to...
Yeah, no, I got that. How many well, what level are you now? You're
like in this character I'm 242, so I'm just gonna be totening up. Yeah, I'm just gonna totem up as much as I can to reach 250.
I think if you're working towards like 8k Legion, then I think it's very useful to get those level 3 training links. But if like reaching 6k is like realistic for you and is kind of your like the goal that you're aiming for, then I think just getting level 2 links on everything and just everything to 140, like I think that's a good goal to work on first. And then if you want to go beyond and you want to push to 8k, then first I would get the leveling links and the crit rate links and those, and like maybe even the bossing links, right? To get like the Lumi and the DA and the Arc and the DS, like those kind of guys. And then when you can equip those links onto the level 140s and get a little bit of funding in those characters, then you can push those one at a time to 200, prioritizing those characters with really good double S Legion board buffs, right? The member buffs. So like a Jet and a Shade and a Hayato, like those guys, so you can get a lot of crit damage out of that. And then that'll like trickle down to the other characters. But if you're just aiming for 6k, then I think just getting all characters to 140 and getting like full all the access to all the level 2 links, like that's priority. So yeah, just training to 100 and then just full Zakum runs every day, just slowly creeping up to 140. That'll get you to 6k easy, and then you can have access to the full board.
Alright, that's perfect to know. Since I'm gonna I actually got quote unquote lucky that the competition of the guild competition thing is gonna happen soon, because I was going to like I was looking at the characters initially. Even though I have a Sin, I'm probably gonna do that because I tend to because Plaster is gonna break my hands, like I said. like gaming hands, not gonna handle there.
My tendons would hurt a lot if I had to. You have to be very particular with where you put all the skills on the keyboard, otherwise, yeah, my hands would hurt for sure. Wait, so you said like
Yeah.
an assassin, like a Night Lord? Is that on the list? Or?
No. Xenon.
Oh, Xenon. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Xenon that I already have one there, but it's just like 127. So remaking it for the competition is not a. I feel it's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that actually would help me to for the seedscape most likely.
Yep. Or get people to rig the votes so you can pick something up.
No, it's already very much locked in. Too
Yes,
many
it's
people voted for Xenon,
okay.
including myself, though.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You made your bet, so now you have to lay in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I decided to like go with Xenon, so it's gonna be a while.
Mm-hmm.
There, okay. Besides that, on the if you see on one of the images that I got for like Night Legion characters, I start to prep also. I believe it's like the Mage Link skill. That
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I don't even know if I'm gonna be needing it for the hard bosses, to be honest, because of the amount, like at least for Shade, because the idea of my Shade is the idea of Shade is quite ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks very high. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure
It's because of
if
the
I
weapon, right?
should.
Your weapon has 40% and 40 on
Yeah,
your second.
that weapon was to make me decide to like I believe like in my hyper stats, I in the one I sent because I've been rebuilding it for between when I gonna boss and when I gonna
Mob.
mob.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for a while. I believe I had it like a 2 a 3 the ID,
Mm-hmm.
and still managed to hit 96% visual. So, uh, and I I got a question related to the hyperstats
Yeah.
mainly.
Sure.
If like you see that there, I decided to push to 12 the critical damage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually not 100% sure if I should done that or I should invested that onto maybe strength or maybe more attack.
Yeah, the points get very expensive there, right? Yeah, since you have so much in your potential, you can make it so that, yeah, you don't really go very high on the IED in your board and in your hyperstats, and then relay it to other stats instead, for sure. There's probably, yeah, critical damage, I think, past 10 doesn't have great value because it's just 1% more, and it probably gets more value if you add into damage and boss damage. Yep. I don't think yeah, there's no point in adding more into ignore to ignore defense. Yeah, except for like, oh, if you have a bunch of money, then redoing your potentials, right? Which is probably something I would advise, but like that's after all of the star forcing and stuff gets done. Once all of that is like settled, right, those stars, then I would probably work on the potentials a little bit more, probably on your emblem first, and see if you can get like 2 lines of attack with some ID, or 2 lines of attack with a line of strength, or 2 lines of attack with 1 line of damage, something like that, with like mass red cubes. And then with the extra ID gone there, you can just take a little bit. You could take like 1 point that's like at 12 or something out of your hyperstats, and then take your IED from like 3 to 8 or 3 to 9 or something in your hyperstat, and that will like compensate for the loss a little bit more there and a little bit more in your Legion board, and you'll be good to go.
All right, that's good to know. So this one is a part of this question. So I actually like started to like to see like if I would enjoy a properly Arcana yesterday, because since I'm gonna be trying to fund 3 characters, I thought like it would be a little bit efficient to like try to like at least farm for at least a couple of hours a day or something like that. I learned that the only reason I didn't enjoy Kana initially, it's because I thought you didn't need that you had to spam the attack key instead of just holding it.
I see.
Yeah, I actually found it a little bit much better after I figured out that.
Like with Aaron, right?
Like in Aaron, like I feel like in Aran, for me, it's actually a bit different. Like because I feel like in Aran, it's like you're building, like you're making a combo. So it's just like you feel, it's kind of the feel of a fighting game in a sense. I I play a bit. I like fighting games a lot.
Mm-hmm.
In
Oh, it's
general,
like
so
that's more. Sorry to interrupt you. It's more like the new class in Maple. Is it Maple C? Like the Mojang, right?
oh yeah,
That's more like
something
what you would enjoy, right?
most likely if they put it here, I would try it.
I don't think
Most
we'll get
I,
it, but I kind of hope we do because it's pretty different in how it plays. I do look forward to maybe getting it, but I don't think we will. We gotta be careful.
I'll give it a go. Most likely, if I do enjoy it, I'll probably will hop on the train to like go hard on it because fighting like the reason like fun enough the reason I enjoy fighting games is because I'm quite competitive in games usually. This game is the one game that I'm not competitive because it's not I'm not trying to race anyone yet. And
Yes,
so, like,
yeah,
I'm
not yet.
yet. Like that's why it's like I'm like yeah that. But I'm not trying to race anyone. I'm racing my own self. So I'm just like trying to take my time in this game. So it's quite nice to know that. So so this having a character that has a similar feel to a fighting game and trying to figure out the combos on like feeling like I'm playing a fighting game. It's just a lot of fun in general. In my case, I'm like yeah.
So there's something like Kadena, maybe. Have you played that one?
I tried it. I tried it. Like it felt fun. I had fun on it, but when it came to like having like, I played it for a while. For like, I tried to even at some time I felt I wanted to main, but then I started playing other characters. I said this is more fun. This is more fun even. So I ended up like, because initially my first character on the game even was Mayaran, because I said, I'm gonna go for it. I didn't even know if it was strong at the time. Like, well, not in the game actually. It was on the my first character in REBOOT actually. I was like, okay, I don't know if it's like strong. I just felt, I don't know, it looks cool, so I went for it.
Yeah, that's the one I made in EU because there's a little bit of ping on like the aerial swing stuff, right? Where sometimes you just fall on higher ping. So I made that one on EU to see if that would be less bad, and it plays quite a bit differently on lower ping because of the gliding is much easier to maintain on lower ping.
Yeah, the gliding is quite fun. One thing, if you have tried, if you just join a map and it has like and you start like above, if you try to like use the like double tap on the run to fly across the map instantly.
Oh yeah, people use it in Spirit Savior. They'll like use it on the corner and then up jump and they'll just fly through the entire map and zoom.
Okay, when I figured out randomly that, I was like, okay, this is fun. I tried it. I tried it for mobbing on that character because like since I'm trying to make it a CRA mule, I believe I even put it on. I even got the what's called the arcane weapon. The Ufra. I still find it funny the name, but I put the Ufra on it because I said I'm gonna make it initially as a CRA mule. Now I'm thinking, you know what? Let's try to make it to 250.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just end up enjoying it. Honestly, and now with Project CRA, there's a lot of classes that I trained, and they were just mules, right? They were just for Legion and for Link skills and everything. But a lot of characters are like, damn, all of these are kind of fun. Like, they have some potential, and just training them up to 210 was actually kind of fun. And trying to figure out how the skills work and how to use them in the map. There's so many characters. There's definitely 1 or 2 characters out there for people that just fit them way more than everything else. But there's probably like 10 or 15 characters that everyone can play that they could probably enjoy quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the video now of the Aaron training in Radiant Temple that is doing it. I don't know if you've seen this video.
I haven't seen it, but I'm actually like I pop on their stream, like I haven't muted, I pop their stream, I see like flying around.
But they get all the way to the other corner of the map, and they almost don't drop, right? Because you use one up jump, and then you basically land at like the same.
I do need to figure out like some stuff on the Aaron, because the attack that he does to like dive into the ground.
Yeah, that's a good skill. You can use that to get through the laser in Lotus as well. Because it works like a small teleport.
All right.
I think it's up, and then to the side and attack. I think. You're talking about the one here, yeah. And even if you're below the platform, it works very much the same as the gust drive of Arc, where it actually it slashes you down. But if you're just below a platform, it'll snap to whatever is the closest platform, so you can also go up with it.
Oh.
And that's what he's using, so he doesn't have to do 2 upswings, because that you lose a lot of momentum. You just use 1 upswing and then the slash, and then you can get to the platform faster. Yeah, these characters have pretty good. These guys got very good character control. I don't think I could ever do this. Well, because of my lack of mechanical skill, but also not because of my ping. It'd probably be hard to do.
So jumping back into the before we lose track to like getting like 2 hours talking about classes. On my V matrix.
Yeah.
I'm currently trying to figure out if I should reach everything to all the skills to level 10 before maxing the rest my boost nodes, or I should max my boost nodes.
Actually, I can't see the level of your boost nodes because there's a black mage message covering all the levels.
Oh, sorry.
That is the most unfortunate timing on the screenshot ever.
If you want to, I can upload another.
Do you have
I have it. I'm connected in Maple, so I can do it.
They're all 2 stars, so I'm guessing they're like over level. Is that over level 15?
Yeah.
This is really unfortunate message placement on timing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do this right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this, and I'm even gonna post one with a couple of ones with directly with the notes on my skill. Second, it's gonna do this really quick. Just to make sure this.
Yeah, so you were thinking about leveling up starting to level up the skill nodes or finish up the boost nodes first?
Yeah, like I was thinking if I should reach all to if I should first match my boost nodes and then start like finishing leveling up my scope.
Well, one of the things would be, one of the things that I'm thinking of would be like the thought of how much, like how far do you want to take the character, right? How strong does it need to be, and how many other characters do you want to play? Because if you're just playing one character, it's pretty straightforward. In your situation, I probably just make node stones with your shards, and I just open those. Because you'll have 4 outs for your boost nodes, and then all of the skill nodes will all be useful, and then you can just extract all the other ones and just make more and more, make more node stones, and you don't have to think about anything. Just make more node stones, open up, extract, level up, make more node stones, and then that's it.
Okay.
But if you also have other characters, like you do need like a stopping point for that, so that you start saving some nodes up, because your phantom nodes are probably pretty average, I'm guessing, right? Because of its level. I don't know how long you played that one.
Gotta check, because I was playing
He's
during
230,
Celestial
so.
event. I was in Celestial event, so.
And you used all those nodes on the phantom.
Yeah, because because at the time, I was phantom main, so I said, why not? It's worth it. It's worth. I didn't know I was gonna end up main Shade.
No, yeah.
To be honest, like, the reason why the name is Shmeep, it's because it's like it was supposed to be a Mew. So I decided, let's put a goofy name.
Yep.
So
and then
that happens.
Yep.
Oh,
definitely
okay.
does.
So the boost nodes in this character is actually quite strong compared to most of them is stronger compared to the Shade.
Okay. Wait, did you have
I have even like Milia Achilles at 60.
Oh, at 60 even. Okay.
Yeah. So,
yeah, then that means that as soon as you go into the Phantom and you level it, you pretty much can just save up the nodes and then funnel those back to the Aaron, right?
Yeah.
So I would probably make node stones until all your boost nodes are maxed, and then by that time probably all your skill nodes be like around level 10 or maybe a little bit above it. And then from there on, I would just start saving up the boost nodes, and then or the node stones basically. And then if you get to the point where you want to do the hard bosses, and everyone is falling short, and it's like, hey, everyone has to like work a little bit harder and like level up a little bit more stuff, then you can throw some extra node stones in. But if you guys are actually able to clear and everything is fine, then you can just save those and maybe use a few on the Phantom, but probably just I'll keep them in your storage. And then for your Phantom, basically do the same thing, but already the boost nodes are already maxed, so you can just level up a little bit like the skill nodes, and then also save the rest for the Aaron, so that once you get into the Aaron, you have like boom, you have like a few hundred nodes you can immediately throw in, and you can get a flying start right off the bat with that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me check. No, I think it's the. Yeah, from like voice.
Oh, did you upload it again?
I changed the thing with like the actual like skill, like with a better screenshot. That's all.
Hang on.
It should be like that. No, it should be after. Like you should scroll down a bit because it's not on that image. It's
I see. Okay.
It's an extra two images that I added.
I see. Okay, so we're already at 40. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, you do want to work a little bit more on them, but once they hit that 40, that's like really important for the bossing part, and it's mainly like the mobbing speed, and if you have accessories with like drop rate and mezzo and stuff, that you don't lose too much kill speed, and you can rely on your boost node levels and your arcane power to pick up the slack for your damage that you might be missing out on the accessories. But it seems pretty solid, yeah. So you don't really use that giant punching thing when you're mobbing, do you?
No, like sometimes if I forget to like leave it and I leave it on, I'll just use it to kill the elite bosses.
Yeah, the elites, yeah, they'll just blow up, and then the balls like fly around and hit some other targets. Well, elite bosses, there's nothing else to hit, so they'll just like just blow them up, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and overdrive. Yeah, and holy symbol. Yes, there's more of the mobbing. There's more of the mobbing setup, right? The ones that you have currently right now.
The bossing setup would be having the thing that punches in the spot that is the holy symbol.
That's the screenshot, the first screenshot one, right? With speed infusion, overdrive, and then the punch in the middle. Yeah. That's like your two setups. Yeah.
That's my two setups right now.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty solid. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely gains in the boost nodes. I would just make node stones, because you have enough outs, and you don't have like an insane amount of skills in your boost nodes. You have some, but not an insane amount. So in general, I think that's how you will get the best returns, and it'll just like slowly level everything up evenly, and you'll get more efficiency from your nodes. Because I'm imagining you're not having like thousands of nodes laying around, right?
No, I like literally have like 3 right now in the storage,
Yeah.
and it's because I have to start saving up for the race.
Right.
If
You're
not,
saving up for that.
yeah, if not, I'm not get like, yeah, I have like, I don't know, my bad. I have seats.
Yeah.
It's a bit double that about double. So
Nice.
I
You
have
doubled
like
it up.
seats.
Good job.
Yeah, it's uh, but like, yeah, I have like, not, I have not much
Yeah,
on
and that's
the
kind of the
MapleStory.
yeah. So I'm not like giving you advice as someone who's like farming 20 hours a week, who's got like billions of income and like hundreds of resources coming in, because that person wants to make kind of different decisions than you do, right? They don't have
Yeah.
to be as careful and they don't have to be as forward facing. They could just be like now and just throw in and get stronger and then just brute force their way through. For you, that doesn't really work for your situation. So
Yeah, when you like farming a lot, I guess you tend to have like thousands of nodes just laying around.
yeah, because people are like, well, people in chat will be like, oh my god, Scardor has so many nodes, and it's like, I will look at people who actually train and farm. I will see like Pocket's account, and he's got like 14,000 sitting in his inventory, and all of his characters that he moderately actively plays all have way higher like node and skill levels than all of my characters as well. The amount of nodes you get if you actually like farm and train a bunch of characters and work super hard on Legion in Arcana and beyond, it's an insane amount. But you have to get to a certain critical mass first, where you can have a lot of drop rate and start killing at a good speed, so that you can get a good income there. But once you're at a certain point, it's like impossible to spend them all, because you spend like a few hundred on a character, and then you train a few days, and then you just get them all back, and then you could just throw them in the next character again, and then you start really snowballing. And I mean, that's what I want for you as well, right? Once you get 3 characters going that are all pretty strong, and you're doing dailies on all of them, every day you'll get like a few nodes just from doing dailies, and before you know it, you have like another 100 in your inventory, and you're like, oh, maybe I do like the Kadena, or maybe I do like, maybe Kane comes out and you actually really like that one because of the comboing. Oh yeah, let's throw like 100 nodes on that one and see if I enjoy it more, right? So because on the one hand, it's like, if you could enjoy the character when it's at its weakest, you'll pretty much always enjoy it when it's even at stronger. But sometimes a character needs like a little bit of push to get to the point where it can become enjoyable, and it's kind of like just too weak to be able to enjoy properly at with the like no funding and no with no nodes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes just like 50 or 100 seems like a huge number in the beginning, but once you have like a 1 to 50 character and a few characters who can be in Arcana and train there, 100 nodes is pretty easy to come by. Like you can make that in a few days, and then that makes another character way more viable later on. That and Arcane Power, of course. Those Boost Nodes and Arcane Power work together, magnify each other insanely with how much damage they give you in the Vanishing Journey. So you don't want to underestimate those.
Yeah, I got surprised a bit because I went to train to sell with the last, not with this totem, with the previous totem that I had, and I got surprised that I was having like actually the rate I was expecting 100%, because like I reached about 30 something percent, and the reason I didn't reach the 33%, I'm pretty sure, is because I by mistake use a times 2 in one of the times instead of the
Oh,
times
instead of
3.
a times 3, yeah. Well, they all look the same, so it's kind of hard to
Yeah,
tell
but
them apart
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, but like I'm saying, like because of the amount of arcane power I got from the compensation,
Mm-hmm.
like, I actually was able to train pretty well there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
So
that sounds like you are making some good gains. And then once you get to
yeah,
245, you can work on familiars and stuff a little bit more, right?
yeah,
If you
I
get
believe it's
to
in Moonbridge.
mm-hmm.
What's the name of the place? It was.
Moonbridge, yeah. Wait, so is this screenshot, is this also with familiars that you have with ID or not even?
Okay, I believe I put them without familiars.
Mm-hmm. So that means if
Yeah,
you calculate like your functional with familiars, that means you can probably remember, right, like when the star forcing is done, when you want to work on the potential of your weapon, secondary, and emblem, you can probably rework at least one other item as well to just get rid of the IED. Probably the Probably the secondary to try to go for full attack there, although it has IED and attack and strength. But you almost want to not see the IED as a valuable line, and the secondary has more outs because you can get the lines of boss damage as well.
Yeah, when I was re-rolling when I re-rolled the weapon, when it got the idea, was like I actually was a bit confused of what I'm gonna do with the
You already had the other two with IED at that point.
Yeah, I had so I was like, what I'm gonna do with this extra ID? I was like, maybe take off some of the ID on the hyperstats, and add it to the other stuff.
Yeah, but that's the good move. You want to take it out of the things that are more flexible to move around. Hyperstats, Legion Grid, whichever link skills you use, those are more flexible ways. And if you don't have like giant piles of money lying around, if you do hit something on your weapon, your secondary and emblem that's useful, like these things are, you just want to form your other things around it. This is what I did with my Adele as well, right? Like Adele is strong by itself. I have Legion and Links that can just fill in the gaps and hyperstats. I ended up rolling one line attack and one line of IED on all of my 3 as well. Pretty much the same setup that you have. Nothing is like perfect, but everything has like at least 2 useful lines. So what does that mean? You just take all of the hyperstats out. You just empty out your IED and your grid basically, and you just full tank that into other stuff that does damage. And that's how you compensate and give extra value to the lines that you do have. And then once you have money later, then you can redo it, but then you can easily fill in those gaps again by just moving all of those other stats around, and it doesn't cost you extra money there.
So I just did a bit of a test with my ID and stuff.
With the familiars?
With familiars, I literally could take off all the ID from the hyperstat. All the hyperstat ID, I could put it on 0 and still have more than 95% on functional.
On functional or on visual?
Functional.
Okay.
Visual, I have it at 94.
Okay.
I believe I'm gonna be able to take out that because of with so much ID that I got.
Wait, was this with the title on then? Because in the picture you have visual 96.
Oh yeah, that's because how much I put? I put 3 points there. I believe. I believe those was with ID links and all that stuff. Oh my god, I don't even have my proper bossing links on this right now. I don't even have the ID.
Yeah.
Right. Let me check now, like with that. Now with.
By the way, you're in
95 with if I add the Lumi.
The Lumi link?
Yeah, if I add the Lumi link, I hit 95 without hyperstat on it.
But with the familiars, right?
Yeah, with familiars.
Okay, so this was with familiars too then. Okay. So you get a little bit more because of boost nodes and a little bit more once you have the Explorer Mage Link in there, right?
Yeah, I did have 3 points on the ID there.
Yeah, but
so maybe.
But 3% doesn't do much, right? Because 3% is that gives you up to 9%, right? So it is something, but it is it's not that much, right? Because the higher you get, the lower the smaller percentages make the numbers go up. But it's also rounding and everything, so it's good to calculate the functional there. Especially if you get this high, it's good to calculate functionally rather than sticking to just the visual, because just the rounding up could be like a difference of like 3% final damage on a boss just because it gets rounded. So
I did the thing. Most likely with familiars.
Yeah,
because I just did the same thing. I hit at the 96.
Yeah, so once you get the superior set complete, then you can definitely you can probably roll out of 2, because then you'll also be at 6k Legion, so you can fill in the Legion block completely. So if you fill in Gollux and you fill in that one, you can roll out of 2. So I would pick out roll out of the 2 that can make you the biggest gains. And that's kind of tricky. The emblem is definitely one of the 2. But because the other ones also have a line of strength, they're pretty much like at the same point, so it's kind of hard to say. Probably
Maybe
probably the weapon
I
then,
think
because it has the potential for 13% lines.
yeah, I was just gonna think about that. Probably the emblem and weapon in any case.
Yeah, I would say probably those two. Yeah. Yep. Or
Right,
the weapon and the secondary, because the thing is that even though the third line on the emblem is intellect, which is kind of the weapon and the secondary both can also roll boss damage, so that gives you extra outs, and it will be cheaper on average to make like a replacement for them. So
yeah, that's true.
yeah, so that's one thing to consider. But that'll be after, you know, all of the star forcing, and you pretty much probably want to work on all the other stuff first, getting all the other stuff to legendary, and getting like 2 lines of stat on all of that first. And then you can probably do that off event, unless, you know, there's some kind of announcement of a cube sale. That's the only thing that can really like mess things up a little bit. If there's like a big cube sale with like unlimited amounts or something between now and then, that'll be something to think about.
Have there been any cube sales in like the last year or so?
Like 1, I think.
Alright, then there's a chance.
Yeah. And I think they did it because DMT is kind of like not on the table now. So I think they did an unlimited cube sale instead because DMT was just not gonna work, and they know that. So I hope they just replace it, honestly. Just get rid of DMT and just give us unlimited 30% off cube sale instead. I think that'll be overall across the board. It's a little bit worse for newer players, but it's like way better for more players. So
yeah, in the end, like it would benefit most people.
Yeah, and it's still, I mean, it's still good for DMT. It's like instead of 50% off, it's 30% off. That's still decent.
Yeah.
But of course, yeah, people want the cube sale plus DMT at the same time, because that's like a double whammy. That's really good.
Of course, who wouldn't want that? Like literally, you would like. I would get everything. Like I would get one thing, like 3-line stat with that, if it, like even with the money I have or something like that, because cube sale and other things and everything. No, oh god. And we have like times, like we have like 5 times the rates of like a tier up of KMS. So we would like with like it would be like 10 black cubes at most for
yeah, I don't know what the exact how much luckier we are, but yeah, we have way better rates. I know that when we saw those numbers, a bunch of people got really, really happy not being in KMS, where they saw those percentages for tier up and be like, maybe we should not complain as much about our GMS situation. We got 6 times the meso. We got like more meso than the KMS reboot. We have way better tier up rates. Maybe we should be kind of happy with with the stuff we have.
A friend of mine didn't know that the rates were higher on GMS, and he was pissed off until I was like, "We have better rates. Don't worry."
Yeah. When you see those numbers, you could be like, "What the fuck? This is what I've been cubing at." It's like, no. Imagine if you did.
If it was like that, yeah. I would be extremely lucky on everything. Yeah. Even when I used 30 black cubes, I would call it lucky if it was those rates. So I cannot complain there. So if we get it, like if we somehow I feel like one of the things, like I know this is already something extra, like the part of the compensation, mainly in KMS, should have been something like a double miracle time for them, because because
they have them almost never. Yeah, it's very rare for them.
That, and they can't like screw big time more there than here.
They can what?
They kind of screw up a lot. They're more there than here. So mainly because it was like 50. I believe it was 50 to 60% of the player base in KMS. I don't remember exactly.
Oh, like how many people left when the when the drama stuff happened? Yeah, I think I think over half the people just stopped playing, and then but like 30% came back or something with the compensation. We'll have to look at the numbers again in like a week or two and see how that.
Yeah. What? Uh, I don't know. Like, I'm I'm hoping that the amount of honor that I got from the thing was it's not all,
Mm-hmm.
because I got, even though I have like 500K, it would be really nice to get more.
Mm-hmm. Well, your inner ability is like really, really good. That's like the last thing I would like worry about. Oh, but because it's the
Yeah.
last thing to worry about, it's also very easy to just wait for 50% off. Just lock your top two lines and then just YOLO for the last one because there's nothing. You have nothing to lose there. You only have
Yeah,
like to gain.
I still need my +1 speed, so
What?
I hope that's the one thing I
Right.
hope
Oh
I
yeah,
get.
like one attack speed would be better. Yeah.
Yeah, that would
Mm.
be like ideal
Yeah. True.
if instead of int was the boss damage and the first one
Mm-hmm,
was
mm-hmm,
the
mm-hmm.
+1, would be like my best in slot or something like that. So, yeah, it would be, but we cannot ask for everything good. We like it would be perfect, way too perfect.
Well, you can ask, but that would be maybe a
Yeah,
little
well,
bit.
yeah, it
um.
would be. What else? I believe personally, I don't have any much more to ask. Oh, well, yeah, like no, no.
No, go for it,
Uh,
dude.
I'm trying to think, like, because I was because like I was thinking, like, if I should do like spam a bit like a 2-3 level 60s to finish up at least the amount of like the characters that are valuable for Legion.
Oh, yeah, I would just aim for and this is especially valuable if you're gonna main or like seriously play multiple characters. Is that your
Mm.
legion is just one of each character at least 140. If you have one of all of them, so I would even go over 40 and just make one of each type of character, so that in your legion build you can put in the characters that best fit the stats of the character you're going to be playing. So instead of having like
Mm.
like a bossing grid and a mobbing grid, you'll have like a mage grid and a non-mage grid, so that you can put the member bonuses in. You could put all the mages in that give a lot of intellect, and then the other one you could put all of the warriors and all of the archers and all of the thieves in. And of course, with the
Mm.
exceptions of the few classes that have to be in there all the time, right? The ones that give crit rate, crit damage, like the 0 for experience, like those are always in there. But that you fill those numbers up with characters specifically for mages or for non-mages, and then just with leftovers you just add the characters with the largest pieces, right, to cover the most ground. So that whatever character you end up playing will be at its strongest based on like the setup for the board. And for the long term, if you eventually maybe want to go for 8K, it's best to just make one of every character, so you don't leave any options out for min-maxing. But yeah, the first focus would be just to get to 40, right? And then you just slowly make like one of the classes that you don't have yet. Maybe when there's a burning and you don't, you have all the other characters already, maybe you just make them as burnings so you get it over with quickly.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
I did with Jet, uh, I didn't know how good the mobbing was for Jet,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I did it with burning, I took like 2 hours of metal, 2 hours for the whole 140.
Yeah.
So I was like, I believe I didn't use the burn
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah. In hindsight, you were like, maybe this could have been spent better. Yeah. Well, it's with things like Jet, where the class was just in such a weird spot for so long that people are just so used to joking about the class and how bad it is. When I think more than 50% of people who try a Jet now and make one and actually just like get rid of their preconceived notions and just be in the moment and try to play the class would actually would enjoy like training it and leveling it. More than half of the people, I'm pretty confident.
So,
And I'll just say that the
oh,
people who can't, I'll just say that they can't let go of their preconceived notions and be right anyway. Got them.
I do got another question about link skills. Now
Mm-hmm.
I think about it,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been debating between leaving the Xenon link skill in general, or should I hit level 2 link skill on Najaro and add it instead? in this one I used the Ayaro because I was testing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure.
This is for bossing, right?
This was for bossing. Like I believe I was doing CPAP and Akechi that day, and left it like that. It worked. It still works with if I put the other one. So I was like, I'm not 100% sure which one.
So once you have like your top 9 or 10 link skills, once those are like figured out, the last two or three slots is usually just whatever. It's kind of whatever. They're all very, very similar. And that's why a lot of people will opt for those last slots to go for more utility slots. So like Mihail Link if they need the knockback resistance, Spirit of Freedom if they need the resistance on respawn, because that could, Spirit of Freedom could maybe help you in CPAP, probably not so much in Akechi. Some people go for close call if they're not shades, just to get like a little bit more survivability, because like the difference with or without keen edge, when you have like your other 10 or 11 link skills all perfectly maxed out, it's not gonna really make any noticeable difference whether you have keen edge there or like an okay jet skill, or whether you have the Cygnus, like at least the damage part for like the Cygnus link stacked, or the pirate the pirate explorer. Those are all very similar, but some people might go for the Cygnus one because it gives you a little bit more status resistance, which means you don't get stunned as much by things falling from the sky. So for like Hard Lotus, that one might give you a little bit of an edge, so people might throw in Close Call, Spirit of Freedom, Cygnus links for Hard Lotus, just because those last link skills don't represent as much damage. And it's better to get a little bit of utility out of those slots instead. That gives more value to the boss fight.
Sorry about that noise. I'm gonna mute myself for a second.
I think the vacuum cleaner just came online there.
That was the garage door. By mistake, I pressed a button.
That, it's like automatic door.
No, because I have a control remote here that we didn't know if it had a battery. I assume it didn't.
And you
so
pressed it? Yeah.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Garage door go brrr. Okay, we got that sorted out. Yeah, does that make sense for the links? So yeah, you can spend some money later on like a jet link that could be that can definitely get better than keen edge. Like in this situation, the Thief's Cunning just level 2 doesn't do that much for you, so this would be easily replaced with like the Mage Link if you can get that 1 to 6. Or even like one of the IED links, like with Hoyoung or with from Zero, if you're bossing, and then that'll ease the transition to lower IED from everything. If you want to like redo the WSE, right, do the IED on there.
Yeah.
Just 1 or 2 more IED links can help that as well, and they won't go at the expense of that much damage right now. Because I think you have all the other solid ones. For some reason, like link skills is like my blind spot where I tend to like forget one. But you did have the screenshots here. You have the Kinesis.
Wait, didn't I put it? Oh my god, I totally forgot to put them all.
No, on the right side you have them all. I'm scrolling to it. Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay. I was
oh yeah, if you're party running, the Adele is pretty good. But other than that.
Oh yeah, for right now, like Lotus, it would be not Lotus, Lucid.
Lucid, yeah.
Yeah, because since I'm running weekly, Lucid in a party. I believe full party or 5-man. I believe I'm not sure at this point, because last time, the people like someone's internet blew up or and stuff happened, so we didn't run.
Okay, they opened a garage door or something. Yeah. Wait, so do you need all this crit, including with the 20% in your inner ability? Do you still need all of this crit in your link skills to get to 100?
Yeah, I actually hit like if I were like to make sure like to add less to the hyper stat, I tend to have everything there.
Wait, so if you don't use decent sharp eyes, how much do you have?
Right now, I have 91.
91. Okay.
Oh wait, yeah, 91.
Yeah. Okay.
91, but let me check if I. Oh, that's the yeah, that's a buzzing one. Correct. Yeah, 91 with a buzzing one. No hyperstat used.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so later in the game, if you're min-maxing more with all the links and stuff, and when you have more levels and you have so much more hyperstat, it'll be more valuable to have like your boss damage and your IED like at 11, for example, and then redo your WSE for more damage there, and then increase your critical rate also in the hyperstat, and then just switch out one of the link skills that give you crit, and then replace that with like full damage instead. Just because, yeah, going past 10 in hyperstats, that does give you more damage. But if instead of getting like 1 or 2 levels there, you can get another hyperstat just from like 0 to 9, and that can give you a whole new link skill, that'll be better than just 1 or 2 levels in the hyperstat, basically. So that's how you want to kind of compare those with each other. And of course, that goes together with the link, the grid as well, right? Like the Legion grid and how much you can fill that up. That's kind of like the puzzle of all of that working together. And it can be kind of confusing to be like, what is the exact perfect setup? But probably if you're just at 250 and you're just trying to do hard loosen and hard will, you can't really fuck that up too much. Like as long as you kind of evenly distribute the hyperstats and then like fill up with the grid whatever is left, and then take the most damage you can out of your link skills, there's, even if you're off, you will be off by like percentages of like your perfect setup. So it's not super important there to go too hard. It's more like when you're 260, 265 and you have a lot of hyperstats, you have got like 1,000, and you really, you know, and even just like being off by a few percent means like a final damage increase of a few percent, which would cost you hundreds of billions in equip upgrade otherwise. That's when you want to really like throw it into a calculator and let the calculator calculate, because I can't really say just off, you know, by looking at the numbers like, oh yeah, this is obviously the most effective, because yeah, I'm not a human computer, right? I can't do that.
Yeah. So essentially, like, shouldn't be worrying much about that.
And once you're at 250, then and you know,
except if I was going to go to like Varus Hila or some stuff.
Yeah, Ferris Hilla and like the Tenebris bosses, you're gonna like for Chaos Gloom and Chaos Darknell and stuff. Then you want to be, yeah, because then there's like a bigger, there's more value in min-maxing it. Yeah.
I don't have to worry about it at all.
Yeah, not too
at
much.
least for now. Yeah, at least for a few like months.
And the extra hyperstat points from the extra levels will probably just go into crit rate and ignore defense, just because that's where they're most efficient. But they'll be a little bit over what you need. But then once you go enough over what you need, then you just take out of the stuff that you then don't need anymore. So either like crit rate from your Legion board, or crit rate from your link skills, or IED from your WSE, and then you work on that next. And basically, yeah, just seeing your IED be like super high, or seeing your crit rate already be 100% without decent sharp eyes will be like, oh, okay, now I'm at the point where I have so much, I can start taking sources away and replacing them with other stuff, and it won't go at the expense of damage. It'll be like a clear upgrade. And then maybe you work on the jet link skill, for example. Got like, how much is it? Like 30, up to 35 attack, up to 35 stat. That would be a lot. Yeah. That kind of
I haven't paid much attention related to the jet link skill.
Usually, I think it's like a bill or two of investment, but it can get a decent amount of damage. It almost gives you like double what Keen Edge does at level 2, so it can be pretty useful. And then you have to lock it in for a certain period of time so it stays, and then you can just extend the lock-in duration whenever you want, up to 1 year of lock, so you don't have to look about it. That being said, I should probably check mine, because I haven't checked it in forever, and it's March, and time flies.
Yeah, it does. Sometimes we don't notice, and
no, especially with the corona, every day seems the same day, so it's like, oh, it's by the way, it's April in 2 days, guys. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, like the only reason I notice the time passing is because I got classes like in 3 days. Like 3 days of the week. I know that I have some classes. It's just like,
it's like, oh, I didn't have classes yesterday, but I have them tomorrow. That means a week went by, probably.
Yeah, so it's just kinda there. I'm awful when it comes to like, if you tell me what day it is. Like not the weekdays, but like the exact like the if it's 20 in this case 29
Oh
and
yeah,
all that stuff.
no
I'll be
chance.
no chance. Like if it's like not during the normal time, don't
No
pay
clue.
attention to that at all.
I opened the fridge 2 days ago and I looked at the eggs to see when they were when I had to use them. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I grabbed my phone to see what day it was, just so I could collect them because I saw the date on the eggs, but I have no idea if that day already passed or not. No clue. So I had to look at my. It's like somewhere in the 20s, I'm sure, but if it's the 22nd or the 27th, I don't know. So I had to look on my
Yeah,
phone to see what day it was exactly of the month. Yeah, I feel you on that one.
it does happen. Uh, quite a lot.
hmm All right. Is there anything else that comes to mind, like any specific equip? Yeah. The other thing is you don't have a heart, right? So the one droid heart will be very good for you.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I'm gonna jump on my 3 characters for that.
Yeah, I think it's definitely very good. Have you checked with the flowchart which hearts you're gonna get, or which androids you're gonna get? You're gonna go for the Allura-roid?
Now, if I'm gonna optimize that part, like I already kind of not good at jump quests.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I got decent at a jump quest at one time, it was when Sekum has a jump quest,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to make Meso out of selling the thing
Oh,
for summoning him.
the Eyes of Fire and the what was
Yeah,
the other thing? You could also do the
no,
PQ for
I
the
I
teleport
did
rock, right?
I did like that. I used to sell iOS fires like
Mm,
3 mil each because I took like 2 minutes to do the jump quest,
big
and
money.
it was like, yeah, you know what? I know people hate this quest, so I'm just gonna sell
Yeah, yeah.
the
Just
product.
see the opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm probably gonna get my heart, get the first droid that I can. If all are if all cost the same, or I don't have to do much for the others, I probably gonna do them. But most likely I'm gonna get the first droid with my heart.
Yeah, so the
Uh,
thing is, you can get access to the droid easily, but you still have to buy them. And for the Allura-roid, it's a little bit more expensive, and it's just one extra quest, but it gives 5 extra weapon and magic attack. So if you're okay, like if the jump quest is not too bad, it's only like the extra jump quest is not that much extra work for 5 extra weapon and magic attack, and the android just costs a little bit more. So I would, yeah, if you're like getting, you definitely want to get it on like 1, 2, 3 characters. I think it's still worth it, but I wouldn't get it on like 40 characters or something crazy like that. If you want to get on many characters, then just do one jump quest and then just farm for the coins and then just be done with it. It's not worth the 5 weapon or magic attack on like on so many.
uh, so actually, this is not related to my shade. It's related to my own. That since I'm trying to do it as a CRE meal, it would be good to get the for the first like in the Von Leon set, right? Or,
For
it's
which
for my
character?
Aaron.
For the Aaron.
Aaron. Aaron.
For Leon, or if you can get enough boost nodes and everything before the Aaron gets online, and you can actually get oh, what's it called? You can get the you can probably get the Empress set because Aaron is actually pretty strong. So
Oh
like
yeah, I managed. I was close to killing uh Empress.
normal Cygnus, yeah, Cygnus Empress, yeah.
Yeah, easy.
Oh, and
Easy.
easy, yeah. Easy is fine too, so you can start building up stacks. But once you can start killing normal, she drops way more, and she also has a chance to drop the shoulders. So that would be a good thing to work towards because Aaron has a pretty strong kit and has a good solid foundation. for the mechanics as well, because you know with the tornado you can just up jump with a little ice thing, and you can jump over the tornadoes and stuff, and you have lifesteal. And the main thing with Queen, why or Empress, sorry, in the beginning, why she's so hard for a lot of people is because people cannot you can't heal enough, and people just die because you can't heal. But you have the life sap ability, so the drain, so you can just constantly do that boss a lot easier than a lot of other characters on an Aaron. And because you have a solid kit, you can get to the kit. So I would try to go for that instead of the Von Leon one, because it's higher level, better flames, better set bonus as well. If you can get the shield, a shoulder drop, and you can get the 6 set with a Sweetwater weapon, or I don't know which other weapon, if you already have like a Fake Zo or a...
I already claimed the Ufra.
Wait, oh, you got the Ufra on the Aaron?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be perfect. Yeah, that would be perfect then. If you can get the 6 set from, if you get the 6 set from Empress and with the Ufra, that would be perfect combination. If you could get that.
And I got lucky on the flame on it. I got 70 on the Ufra. I got tier 5 attack and 10 boss damage. I'm not sure how much. What's the tier of that?
Oh, that's 5 also. Boss damage is 2% per tier, so it's always half of the... Yeah, it's easy to remember. So your weapon on your... your weapon on your shade is 8%, so that's tier 4. It's easy to remember.
Alright, that's good to know. That's actually... yeah. But, okay. That's good to know. I have that on now. There's... Okay. I just need to worry about to get the notes eventually for my RN and my mainly for because I wanted for the moment to have it as a Serial Mule.
Yeah.
Probably should have some throw some on my RN after getting my notes for the race.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's your priority now, it seems.
it's that it itched it itched my competitiveness. I have a plan already for it.
Good.
So I have a plan for the race. It might end up with me leveling up quite a bit on a few characters. So because I gotta prepare some extra some links and Legion properly.
You gotta work on that a little bit more for the more solid foundation.
Yeah, I want to at least to hit 6k and 6k and have at least the 0 on 180. To at least have at least on there to be able to able to level up relatively quickly because I'm actually in the race. I'm gonna be trying to aim for day 10 to 11 clear. But that's gonna be a tough one because I do need to get the.
That's ambitious. Yeah.
300. I need to get the nodes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, once you have those nodes, then and you have the Legion a little bit more, and then you have the nodes, then I think you're fine.
I'm pretty sure if I get the nodes with the 3 build budget that we got, I'm sure if RNG bless me a bit, I should be able to do it.
A little bit, yeah. So say your prayers every night before you go to sleep to RNGesus.
Exactly.
Get him on your side. And then you will win the Discord title without any problem.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, make a little shrine to RNGesus, burn some incense, be a good boy, and then he will bless you.
Yeah, that's the main issue, the main thing. RNG.
Yeah, it's gonna be one person is just gonna get really lucky on RNG and is gonna get like super sick gear really quickly, and then someone is gonna roll like 3-line attack on their emblem and like 500 mil, and then everyone's else gonna be like,
I think personally on the race. If I get the boss set on a decent time, if if I get the boss set before the the 10th day,
Mm-hmm.
and manage to pot it up to at least like 6% everything, should be fine, since should be good enough, since we're using 200 nodes.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the double that you used for your cereal meals, I believe.
Yep.
For
Yep.
the
Most I use the
so for
100. Some I use a little bit more, but most I use the 100. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about the double. Shouldn't be too difficult
No.
to like if I do it properly.
Yep. For sure.
Uh, well, that I, okay, I got distracted again because but yeah, I have, that's all actually.
Okay. Yeah, I think we went over everything. If you still have any questions, you can always hit me up in the Twitch chat, and I'll always do my best to help you out. But I wish you the best of luck with the contest. Hope you can make him sweat.
I gotta be a bit sweaty there also myself. So
Yeah. It's gonna be full on sweaty from a lot of people, I think.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to lose, so.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way,
yeah.
Remember to get in the guild if you want to get in the competition.
Yes. We have I'm gonna make the command in a little bit. Because Smidley sent it to me. We have the polls still in the chat. Wait, does anyone have the links to the polls? Hang on, let me find.
It's on the it's on the chat.
Yeah, if I find it, is it pinned in here? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah, it's pinned.
Yeah, I got him. All right, here are the polls, guys. Should have vote in all the polls. You get 1 vote per poll on which classes can be picked for the contest. So this is a leveling contest for the people in the Scardor Guild. Whoever wins gets the eternal glory and the the knowledge that they beat everyone else. Plus, you get a special role in the Discord as well. It's a 2-pronged contest. It's going to be like the rules are all in the Discord in the guild Discord, but basically it's going to be who gets to clear 4-door CRA on a fresh character first, with limited access to funding and with only access to 1 account, 1 computer, and also to whoever can do the fastest CVAL clear within a month after the creation of the character. So it's going to be like that's a 2-part contest for people within the Scardor Guild. That's what we were talking about, by the way.
Yeah, that's it's gonna be a fun competition for sure.
I think so too. Yeah.
I'm gonna be actually streaming it even.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Maybe in Discord or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I know this is well after so this is not related to anything important, but like maybe like you can grab like some of the best runs and comment and try to do like a bit of commentating for just for the stream for the memes.
Oh yeah. I could do that. Yeah, like restream attempts maybe. If someone's like attempting in the Discord, we can grab some popcorn and look at their attempts. Yeah. We could definitely incorporate some of that into the stream, or maybe do like a little bit of life coaching on the go. To maybe annoy them if they're really close. Like, oh, look out, tail.
Yeah, that'd be really funny.
Fuck with them a little bit, yeah. Yeah, that's an idea. Yeah, we can do something with that. Okay, I have to do a few more bosses, and then I have hard bosses as well with my group. So I want to make sure I'm not late for that. But it was good catching up and good seeing all of your progress already. I'm glad that you are moving forward quite well. And I am fully confident that you'll be hard lucid and hard will ready in no time. Well, once you get those levels, because Will is a pretty high level, so you do need those levels for him.
How much is the arcane power that you need for that?
For bonus, you need 1140 for bonus damage.
And for doing normal damage is how much?
So it's 66% of that, so that's 760.
Okay, then at least I can. I'm sure I'm gonna be doing normal damage.
Yeah, but you want to be at least like level 246 or 247 or something for normal. Otherwise, your damage reduction is way too high.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna be doing. Since I'm gonna be like at least I'm sure with the ×3, I should hit 246 at least.
Oh, okay, okay. That's pretty good then. That's pretty soon already. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, best of luck on everything, and I'll make sure to grats you when I see you getting those levels in the guild. Okay.
All right.
All right. Nice catching up. Good luck.
Good luck on your bosses.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. See you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, some good progress made by Vicento in the last 2 months. You guys can go back and watch the shade progression for Schmeeple about 2 months ago, probably the beginning of February. I checked in my Discord and saw that the last time we chatted was the 4th of February. So you can see where he was at then and where he's at now, what kind of progress he's made. That should be interesting. Maybe I'll add that as a card here at the end. I could probably put that on like the top right, so you can, or like as a link at the end of the video or something. So you can kind of see the progress that he's made in the last 2 months. But now we have some bosses to do. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if it was helpful for you, I'm glad. That's why I put it out there. If you guys want one of these sessions for yourself as well, or you want to join the EU or the NA Guild, and the EU can be part of the competition that we talked about, or you have battle analyses or monster kills per hour, for your class, or you have training videos of you in Moonbridge or just anywhere in Tenebris, make sure you check the description of the video to submit all of that or to look for info on all of those things. And I'll see you guys on the next one.